Normally I record my trading sessions on Friday, but today market ended up being super volatile, as we're gonna see soon. The spike in volatility was crazy, bars were gigantic, it was moving super fast, it was hard to catch trades and record at the same time and talk about setups, so I decided to go back and do the classic review as we do normally, but soon you're gonna see how crazy the market was. So the first thing we need to do is analyze the structure. This is clearly a trading range. We have short-term channels here. The most recent structure is this bullish trend, which means I'm predicting new high to be tested. And we have second entry long, there's going to be a break above this signal bar right here. You may wonder, hold on, there is no second leg down for this push down. But it's okay because we have overshoot, and overshoot can generate stronger correction in the opposite direction. So you have momentum on your side. There's the new low, first attempt to test the new low, failed. This is a great high probability setup, but it formed exactly around the open. So for this reason, I didn't take it because there can be a little spike in volatility around the open, little fake out. Sometimes happens, but this is great trade. I'm going to mark it educational wise. Great second entry long because uptrend is new high. We also almost had felt second entry short, which would be great trade as well. Why almost? Because there is no break above this signal bar. The second attempt by the sellers to test the new low failed. So now you need to go higher because uptrend needs new high. So the buyers are in control. We have break, push to a new extreme. You cannot fade bad signal bar. You're breaking new high. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the first leg, copy it, and project the target. And notice we are exceeding the measured move. So once we are exceeding the measured move by a lot, and we're getting so far away from the trend range, it looks like there's a brand new uptrend being established. So when I was watching this live, I drew channel like this because it really looks like we may have a new channel. But notice what happened shortly after. Massive, very spike working lower. So at this point, I was confused. I was confused because it's not acting as this uptrend is about to get new high, but at the same time, I can't really sell because downtrend played out. So at this point, I'm being super patient because I don't want to have conflicting variables. If I don't know what's going to happen, or at least think what's going to happen, I cannot place a trade. Notice, we can't even stay above EMA, so not good for bulls. At the same time, all downtrends played out, and I cannot really sell. So this is waiting area. I cannot take second entry short, new low for essential second entry short, because we have uptrend in play. And now I'm getting the information that this uptrend was invalid. There was just prolonged bullish momentum. Uptrend played out, and I'm going to focus on this recent trend range. Okay, we're just going sideways now, downtrend. We break, push to a new extreme. Uptrend working hard. This would be great high low back into trend range, while this uptrend is new high, but the signal bar is terrible doji. Such a weak bar, we can't really go long here. Breaking new high, uptrend played out. So we're going sideways, but key levels are not as static as we would like. You felt second entry long here, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bar stack right next to each other. New high, first entry long, second entry long failure. Tempting setup, but doji and so much congestion, EMA exactly on these bars. We can't really take it. So this whole area, I wasn't really looking for trades. I wasn't really participating that much because key levels are not as static and it's just a little bit too choppy. No clear direction. You cannot go long into these highs. And notice what happened shortly after. Massive spike in volatility. This caught everyone off guard. Massive sell-off working lower. Now when you're watching this live, you have to be extremely careful because the bars are gigantic. ATR is super high and market is printing these bars fast. Which means you need to be careful because your risk now is much bigger than normal risk that you're taking trades. You need to either scale down number of contracts or you have to increase the target profit because the stop is going to be bigger. But number one thing, you have to be comfortable. If you're not comfortable, okay, if you don't trust yourself once it is fast, this is quite rare, just maybe sim trade it or just watch it to get some experience. But it can be quite scary to be trading market like this, especially if you don't have much experience under your belt because it's moving pretty fast, but price action is still the same. We can still apply the same rules even for news, high volatility scenarios. Price action is perfect and still works the same. We have a clear downtrend working lower, and I expect second entry short at the EMA because downtrend needs to get new low. New low here for entry short, second entry short. I have a second entry short at the EMA. It's a little bit above, but it's not a big deal. Why? Because the downtrend was so strong and clean. No conflicting variables. Uptrend played out with the break. Push to a new high. Break. and downtrend played out. So now I'm gonna pause looking to go short. I cannot go short now because we have a new low. At the same time, I can only take failed second entry short because the downtrend was super strong. It was like 70 points down, at least 80 points down. So this is too bearish. You cannot think about reversal instantly. Clearly something happened in the market. You have to be thinking only about selling or downtrend continuation basically. Okay, we're just going sideways. I don't think you can take this lower high because it's not confirming much. Downtrend played out. It's not confirming high probability setup. Nothing really much happening here. You need some new pattern established. Okay, uptrend working higher. Something like this. Downtrend working lower. A brand new push down. Okay, this is what I like to see because this is right now confirming we have a new small trend established. New low, first entry short, second entry short, second entry short. Clear to like a pullback at the EMA. The single bar has a bad tail, but because the market is so bearish, so strong, to the downside, we can consider selling. Downtrend is new low again. Decent high probability setup. Downtrend played out. Okay. Market keeps working lower even after new low for this channel. So this is where I zoomed out and I decided to draw bigger downtrend like this. Okay. Now you don't really need it. You're working with the EMA. But remember, when the trend is strong, there can be many bigger channels working together. And for this reason, I'm focusing on this big channel just to keep me on the right side of the market, but mainly focusing how EMA is reacting. I'm going to redraw the correction. Something like this. Okay, no setup here, no trigger, no nothing. Okay, bunch of first entries, so I can't really sell. Can I get a second entry short? Drawing uptrend higher like this. New low, first entry short. Second entry short triggered technically here, but you cannot sell below this bar, and you cannot go short below this bar because there is no trigger. There is no trigger. Okay, market is working here. Okay, uptrend played with a break new high, so now you know. Okay, bullish momentum is over. Push below EMA. So what does it mean? You want to see a lower high confirmation setup to resume new push phase. Uptrend break new high, telling you okay, correction is over. Push below EMA, okay, new push phase about to start. No trigger below this lower high, but you have trigger below this lower high, and this is great high probability setup. Lower high, trend down is super strong. Lower high confirmation setup, great high probability setup. I tried to take this trade, but I missed it. It's easy after the fact, but when you're watching this live, this is happening super fast. The bar closes, and you have only few seconds, not even that, to place your order because it completely just shoots lower and you have no time to like get a second chance or something like that. So it looks good in hindsight. Context is perfect. These setups are great, but it was hard to catch these trades when you're watching this live because you have to measure the bar, how big is it, because you don't want to risk too much. Then you have to place the order, and the market was super crazy. So you have to be comfortable. New low, first entry short. Market keeps correcting, so I'm going to draw new uptrend working here, something like this. We have overshoot. I wouldn't be thinking about buying, even though this uptrend may need new high. The downtrend was so strong, I wouldn't be thinking about buying. You have a new high, first entry long, second entry high low here, but I don't want to go long because this is important. This is what matters. Okay, this tiny correction is insignificant compared to this big trend. Always follow the main bias. Bigger patterns take precedence. Just let the correction play out and then resume selling. Okay, I'm not a fan of buying while the trend now was so strong. Uptrend break new high. We have a new high here, first entry long, pull back, second entry long further. This would be great for second entry long, similar to what we had yesterday. But problem is the signal bar is bullish. You can't tell below this bar, and it's also too big. Definitely gigantic with a lot of entry, so we can't really enter. But great context here. Okay, downtrend working lower. I'm gonna redraw downtrend like this because the main downtrend needs new low. Secondary channel is in play, so I'm looking for second entry short at the EMA. Well, I have second entry short here, but problem is the signal bar again, super weak. Signal bar again, bullish body. You know, I can't sell below this bar, simply can't do it. So great context, 2 key entry points, EMA and the trend line. Great trade, but bad signal bar. You're far from the EMA here. Okay, when I'm drawing these channels, I still expect downtrend continuation, no real trade here. Okay, this was tempting a lower high because now you have some small consolidation. You have one leg break, second leg up, uptrend played out. Second leg up, uptrend played out. You have a lower high confirmation setup here. A lower high confirmation setup. It's a tempting trade. I'm gonna mark it because you are at the range highs. This is why it's okay to take lower high above EMA, meaning the first entry long is above EMA. You have double top here, broad two legs, and like we talked about, trend down was strong, so you're only thinking about selling. Decent lower high. Felt second entry long would be perfect. Actually, this is decent trade. I may mark it even red because it follows the rules. Uptrend played out, broad pullback, so there's no wider channel. This is incorrect, and you have the resistance. Great trade. Terrible bar here. Okay, you cannot take this trade. Felt second entry long because uptrend doesn't have a new high, and the second entry long form above EMA. So this is not what you want to see. You can see how weirdly this felt second entry long feels because the second entry long from above EMA, above bearish bar on top of that. Uptrend doesn't have a new high. I can't take it. Okay, we're just going sideways. There was decent new low first entry short, second entry short combined with a felt second entry long. But problem is, it's a bad bar again. We're going sideways, so you're selling quite high, but it's a bad bar. I can't take it. Downtrend needs to get new extreme. So you can see, even though it looks quite choppy, you just have to follow the short-term trends and they will keep you on the right side of the market. Focus on selling, that's the main trend. Let correction play out, and once the correction plays out, you can see uptrend break new high, reversal lower high, uptrend break new high, felt second entry long, second entry short. Okay, market is working lower. I'm going to draw new downtrend like this. Okay, another second entry short, but it's a weak bar, and I believe we have new low. Yes, we have new extreme, so I have to pause looking to go short, although the trend down is super strong, so most likely we're not going to reverse. We're just going to continue working lower. There's so much price action. I'm going to speed it up. There are really no trades. You can't take this lower high. Actually, second entry short, but you have new uptrend in play, so you can't take it. Now, because all downtrends played out, we're going to pause looking to go short. But like I said, rushing to go long is premature. There's no second entry anyway. But let's just be patient and see what's going to happen. Market keeps working lower. I'm going to draw brand new downtrend. You have a second entry short here. Problem is you had overshoot. First entry short, second entry short. This feels quite weird. I mean, it's okay. If you took the second entry short, not a bad trade. Break almost new low. Micro double bottom can reset. Actually, this was tempting trade. I was about to take this, but you can see gap instantly. Even though there's a micro double bottom can reset, you can tell it looks like two legs up. And at this point, I widen my downtrend like this. So I'm gonna mark it, treating this as a second entry short. There's a decent second entry short bar. Okay, we're going quite sideways. Even this downtrend played out. We have brand new trend range. Similar to what happened a few minutes ago. So can I get some lower high below EMA? A lower high here below EMA. Bad signal bar, perfect context. You have tail at the bottom, so you can't really take it. And by the time I get a felt second entry long, it's simply too far down. Okay, I'm gonna redraw a secondary channel, spike and channel pattern. Something like this. Okay. You have two legs up. Breaking new high, clear two leg up pullback. This second entry short is above EMA, but I'm going to market such a great bar, broad two leg up pullback, downtrend is new low, decent setup, and now you have a lower high confirmation setup of the second entry short. It's a decent trade as well. Once again, you prefer the first entry long to form below EMA, not above, but because trend now was so strong, you can consider lower high as well. This would end up being a losing trade, I believe. Yes, losing trade. Just a little fake out by 1 or 2 ticks. Market eventually continued to go lower. You have another second entry short, but downtrend played out. But I don't think we can take this second entry short just yet because this downtrend just played out. You have double trap. I mean, double trap is quite tempting. New first entry short, second entry short. Double trap. I mean, you can consider as well. I mean, even this second entry short is not bad. Let me see. New first entry short, second entry short. Problem is, this channel just bit away to break new low. So it's a little bit early to just go short instantly like this. Okay, market keeps working lower. and now it's getting way too late. Market is about to close. This is the overall structure for today. Super crazy day. You can tell how volatile this was. So many bars. This definitely happens rarely, so you don't have to be too afraid that this is gonna last. Market's gonna go back to normal. But when you're watching this, you have to be comfortable trading this. And if you're not comfortable, no problem just sim trading this or watching this to get the experience. Maybe just mark the trades. Okay, I would take this, I would skip this, because it's good to get the practice. But price action is still perfect. You can see the channels are still there. You're respecting corrections. There are a lot of second entries at the EMA, a lot of lower highs. So decent price action overall. It looked very boring at the beginning, but eventually ended up being quite eventful day. It was just super hard to catch these trades, because if you look away for a second, you may miss a trade. Once the bar closes, the market shoots down so quickly, you might not even place the order in time. So if you're having hard times placing trades during a day like this, you're not alone. That is normal. And I apologize for not recording my session. I know you guys like to see the live trading session because it's much more entertaining and you can learn more. But once the volatility kicked in, this was the point pretty much where I had to focus on my own trading because it was so fast, so volatile. I just cannot simply trade and manage recording at the same time and explaining this. So I'm going to record the next session, no problem. So I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you had a good trading day. I'm going to talk to you next time. Good luck your trading.